Hi everyone, we will be looking at flops in this video, which in another words also known as floating point operations. So without further ado, let's get started. You can see most of the topics which we will be discussing in this video on your screen. So I have created this mind map which clearly summarizes uh, the topic of the discussion of this video. Okay, so let's start with the first one, and that is what are flops. Okay, so to understand flops, we need to understand what are floating point numbers in a computer. Okay, and to understand floating point number, we will have to differentiate these with, let me create a topic. So we have to differentiate this with integer numbers. Okay, now integer numbers are having, you can think of them as having low precision. Okay, low precision number. And if let's say I have to precisely represent, so what I can do is I can maybe 1 second, I can have a another topic of to represent floating numbers, and floating numbers are essentially a high precision numbers. And what do I mean by high precision numbers? What I mean is we can precisely represent what we want to represent. So for example, 4.9876, so this is a precise number if we compare it to, let's say, just 5 is rounded off, right? Now which is more precise? Obviously this is precise. Now to represent this number, this floating number within the computer, you would need more, you can say, memory or more storage, or in another words, more bits. Okay, so we have floating numbers in different forms. Okay, so we have floating numbers starting from 16 precision, 32 precision, and then nowadays, although we mostly see floating point 32, but we are also seeing floating point 64 these days in deep learning tasks. Now floating point 32, what does floating point 32 and 62 means? These are essentially representing how many bits of information they can represent. So 16 means 16 bits of information, and if you do some math, 16 bits of information would correspond to 2 to the power 16. So 2 to the power 16 distinct numbers can be represented using this, and get it can increase exponentially if we go to floating point 32. So this was about floating point number, and the key takeaway from this small discussion was that they allow you to represent numbers in a high precision way. Now, what do we mean by floating point operation? When we take two floating point numbers, two high precision numbers, and when we do any of these four one time, so if I do addition one time, that will be one floating point operation, and that floating point operation is represented as, for short, flops. That is floating point operation. Okay, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, if I do any of these one time, that will be floating point operation one time. Now let me explain these notations one by one. So one flops I have already explained. What about, so these are for the sake of convenience and to measure the computing power of a computer. So what we do is we measure, we try to conveniently represent these flops. Okay, so if I do 1000 flops, and this 1000 could mean that 300 additions, 300 multiplications, or maybe rest of the 400 would be division. Now this 1000 flops is conveniently represented as 1k flop. Then we have got 1 million flops, and it is represented as 1, and here m does not stands for million but rather mega. Okay, then we have giga means 1 billion flops, 1 trillion flops, and then 1000 trillion, and so on. It can go on forever. Okay, now why do we need these notations? Now these are number of operations, right? Like one flop operation, 1000, 1 million, and so on. Now the power of a computer will be determined, like I'm specifically talking about how good the computer is in terms of solving things, right? Solving calculations. How good the computer is, it will depend on how quickly it can do these instructions, how many of these instructions, how many of these operations can be done. So we can think of it as how many flops per second the computer can do. Now let's try to compare it for a CPU and GPU. Now a CPU, if you can do a quick simulation and test on your own laptop. A CPU can do about 50 to 200 gigaflops, which means billion. So 52 billion flops, I should also say, per second. So in 1 second it can do this many operations. Okay, now what about GPUs? Now look at the power of GPUs. Now GPUs can come in variety of formats, and they are mostly produced by Nvidia. So if I talk about RTX based GPUs, we are looking at 20k G flops. This is massive, right? 20,000 G flops. Now again, we have to also remember that when we talk about G flops, we are talking about which precision number, because this power can decrease if we go higher precision. So if let's say I am talking about floating point 64, then this would be decreased. So we are looking at 2 teraflops per second of of power for RTX based, and then for H100 based, it basically increases to about 3 times. Okay, so this is what we mean by comparison of GPU versus CPU in terms of power. Now the natural question is, how does GPU achieve this? And it is very simple mechanism. Although they were designed for rendering videos, images, but the core idea of GPU is that they have thousands of specialized cores. But if we talk about CPU, in CPU we only have single digit cores, or sometimes double digit cores, maybe 12, 16. Okay, so now what happens is those 1,000 specialized cores can run their task independently and in parallel. And you have to understand that not all tasks can be run independently and can be run in parallel. Only some tasks, for example, in video rendering, you can basically process individual frames one by one. So among these 1,000 cores, one core can handle maybe first 100 frames, another core can handle next 100 frames, and so on. In this manner, the same the and later stages, what will happen is all the results will be combined together. So this is how GPU achieve this kind of massive computation power, and uh, that is by this concept of specialized cores, and these are very high in number, whereas in CPU they have a very low number of cores. Okay, so I think that would be it for this video. So I just wanted to have this quick short video where I wanted to explain this concept. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you like, and let me know if you want to see some more interesting stuff on this channel. Thank you.